Alright, everyone out there in Banjo land, Mike Hedding here, coming to you today with another little short banjo lesson. We're just going to talk about one of my favorite kind of intermediate level licks, maybe advanced beginner. What I like about this lick is it's one of those that kind of sounds a little harder and trickier than it really is, and it's just a cool little bluesy lick. You can use it in G, you can use it in D. The other thing I really like about this lick is you can extend it out. You can make it super long if you want, or you can play it really short. So that's what we're going to break down for this lesson. I'll break down the lick and then show you a bunch of spots you can use it. Let's jump into it right now. Here we go. All right, so first let's just break down the essence of the idea itself, and then we'll extend it out into a full lick. So we're going to take our middle finger of our left hand and put it on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. We're going to take our first finger and put it on the 1st fret of the 1st string. And our ring finger is going to play on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So we have 3, 2, and then 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So that's a little position I'm working out of. See how I'm adding my ring finger on and off? So that's the essence of the position we're going to use. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull off from 3 to 2. So I'm going to pull my ring finger back toward my palm, and I'm going to play middle index with my right hand, and then back to the middle finger of your right hand, and then 5th string. So it's kind of a weird roll. The roll we're doing with our right hand is we're going M-I-M-T. Not really a Scruggs roll per se, but it's kind of a index and middle back and forth roll. So that's what we're doing there. So we're going. So 2 of those licks would be one measure. So you have 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just first thing is just getting that down. And like I said, I'm using my index and middle finger of my left hand to basically kind of use that as a support system to help me pull off my ring finger. Remember, my other 2 fingers are just staying down. So you can just practice that. It might take a little time to build up the strength. Like I said, really pull back toward your palm with your left hand. And then what you can do to practice is then go into like a little backwards pull-off lick. So you have. So something like. So that's the essence of the lick, is that. And what I like about it is, like I said, is you can extend it out you can do it 20 times in a row if you want. I'll use this a lot as like a tag to the end of a solo. It's very common in bluegrass. At the end of the solo, there'll just be this kind of indistinguishable amount of time where the soloist might just play a bunch of really cool licks, and they're kind of either waiting for the vocalist to come back in, or vice versa, the vocalist is waiting for that person, the soloist, to finish their tag. So that's just kind of a time in bluegrass where you might be just hanging on. If you're in the key of G, you're hanging on the 1 chord, and the soloist is just riffing at the end of their solo, again called playing a tag, where you're not counting how many measures you've played. You're essentially just waiting for that person to be done with whatever their musical statement is. So this is a really good spot to use a lick like this. Okay, so a couple more times. Let's just practice it so we got it down, and then we'll extend it out. So we have. Something like that. All right, so let's look at how we can extend that out. So here's one that I like to do is I'll hit my thumb on the 3rd string. And then I do a 2-3 hammer on the 2nd string. My thumb comes down on my right hand. I do thumb middle. And that's basically setting me up into that position. And then I put my first finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string and I roll forward 5, 2, 1, 5. So you have. You can't loop that one because it starts and ends with your thumb. But you see, my thumb is my last note there. And that sets me up to play that lick. I'm going to do it 3 times in a row. And then that backwards pull off. And then you can do into either like a forward roll, or you could do it into the Scruggs lick. So whatever you want to fill in at the end there, or you can go into this lick, or basically whatever just little fill lick you have there at the end, you can pinch. The ending doesn't matter, you're just hearing how you get out of it, right? So the whole thing sounds like this. Do a little faster, you can loop it. I'll do it to Scruggs lick this time. Or a pinch. See how we're just extending that lick out? Same idea, we're just playing it 3 times and then doing a backwards roll. You could also shorten it. Let's say we only want to do the lick 1 time, so we could do this. And then we basically go into this lick. So you'd have... So we essentially just took out the middle measure, measure 2. So see how you could extend it? Or if you want to make it longer, you could do 5 of those licks, right? Because remember, 2 of those licks equal 1 measure. So you could do this. Sometimes at a live show, I might just extend that out for a while, just kind of having fun, you know? Again, I'm just kind of obviously having fun with it. You know, you're not, maybe I probably wouldn't do that on a record, right? But at a live performance, when you're just having fun, you're injecting that energy into the song. You're having kind of a playful end to your solo. So that's where I really like to use that. You could also go into another chord from that lick. You know, you could roll into a C, right? And then... use it out of a C, I'll do that a lot too. Something like... something like that, right? So another easy way you can modify that lick is just changing the very first note. So instead of doing the 3rd string, like that, if you want to make it more of a D, so that's kind of a lick over a G chord, right? But if you want to make it work over a D back to G, so like a kind of a D ending lick, what you can do is change the first note from the thumb of the 3rd string, which is a G, change the first note to the 4th string. So you've heard a lick like this, right? Something like that, right? Or... like a classic Foggy Mountain Breakdown D lick, right? So we could do something like that. Or make it shorter, right? If you want to use it on a song like Shuckin' the Corn. Right? Or like I said, you can do it 3 times. The other thing I really like to do with this lick is, like I said, is extend on the front side or the back side. So you could, this is a great spot to try some more advanced licks. Another one I might throw in there is that Scruggs double hammer-on lick. So I might do something like this, right? A little faster. Something like that. Or like I said, you can do the Scruggs fill lick. And then you could do, you know, you could extend it out, do the Terry Bauckham lick. You know, or go into some other bluesy lick. That'd be another one I might do, is instead of rolling backwards like this, I might do this backwards roll. Make it a little bluesier, right? So you'd have. Something like that, right? So see how I'm just taking that one idea and just seeing how many different spots I can come up with it, right? So you could practice rolling into it. Another thing I might do is you can use it to set up going to another chord. So maybe I start my solo something like that, right? So instead of doing that slide, I could use that measure to set up like a G7 and then go into a C. You can really use this lick all over the place. So I might, like I said, I might do something like this. Obviously, I'm playing it more there than I usually would in real life just to practice it. But that's what I always say with any new lick is just crowbar. I call it crowbarring it into any situation. Just, you know, take that new lick you're working on, take it to your jam session or your next band rehearsal, or play along with a practice track. Just play it over and over and over again. Jam it into every song, whether it's bluesy or not. And then finally someone will say, okay, Mike, we get it. You know the lick. And that's kind of my way of really reinforcing that lick and committing it to memory. It's one thing to look at something on the page and you're watching the tab and you're able to play it. It's another level to be able to pull that tab or that lick from your memory within the context of a jam with a whole bunch of stuff going on. So that's always the ultimate goal, right? You don't want to just learn a lick and have it be this thing floating in outer space that you can never grab onto, and you can only play it while you're looking at the tab, right? So for me, I found, like I said, just crowbar it into every situation. It's like learning a new vocabulary word in a new language, you know, just constantly figure out ways to use that word and bring it up in conversation, and that's how you're going to internalize it and memorize it and maybe alter it a little bit to make it your own. All right, hopefully that helps you out. Good luck and keep picking.